Alright. Hey, no, I know what you're thinking. Today isn't Wednesday or Thursday. So, if everything goes according to plan, today is actually Monday. And this is a new, getting called like a segment that I thought of to post on Anika's page. And what we're gonna call it is Greg's Grand 3. And what this is I'm gonna try to do it maybe every month. It's where I read a bunch of comics and I rate my top three. But we're gonna do it by, I guess, publisher, or we're gonna separate. It's gonna be top DC, top Marvel, and top independent. And we're just gonna, I'll pick my top three, one of each. So how this is gonna start is I'm just gonna list everything that I did read over this past while. This isn't past month. This is long time. But going forward, hopefully it'll be a more consistent time frame. So I read Genlock issue 2, Wonder Woman Dead Earth book 1, Strange Adventures number 1, and that's for DC. For the Independents, I read Alienated number 1, Join the Future number 1, Red Mother number 3, Dying is Easy number 3, and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Janika number 1. And finally, for Marvel, I read Star 2, or Star, yeah, number 2, Avengers of the Wasteland number 3, Atlantis Attacks number 2, pretty sure that's what it was, Force Works 2020 number 1, Mother of Demons number 1, and Strange Academy number 1. Okay, so I guess what I'll do is I'll pick my number 1 and I'll kind of explain why it is. So I'll start with the DC. It's only 3 to pick from, so I picked Genlock as my top 1. And I think it's just mainly because the Wonder Woman Dead Earth series, the art's different. I'm not a big fan, and the story seems meh to me. And then Strange Adventures was interesting, but I guess I'm more of a fan of Genlock because I watched the show before, and the comic's just a continuation after the show. For my independent comics, this one was a little tougher, but I picked Alienated as my number 1. Join the Future was a close number 1, but what was it? The ending, I didn't really like it that much, but I can imagine the story would get really good. But I really enjoyed Alienated 1, and I'm excited to read number 2, which I guess the same thing I could say for Join the Future, but I put Alienated above it. And for Marvel, I say my number 1 was Strange Academy. Yeah. And I picked that because there's just a lot of new characters that at least I never heard of. I don't know if they're all really like new, but they all seem really interesting, and I'm really excited to see how they decide to flesh out the story and the characters, and just seeing them interact. It was really fun. But yeah, that's it for this. I guess I'll see you next month. Peace.